Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And today is Tuesday. Holy crap, I got the day right. I can't believe it. The only reason I got it right is because we switched the days we go out to eat with my grandmother to Tuesdays instead of Fridays. So I went to eat. Well, I went to eat today. I didn't eat a whole lot, but I got a
Yeah,
nice to go box. So anyway, but tonight I've got my good buddy with me, Mr. Kent Nichols. How you doing that, bud?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, brother. I mean, I'm sending out some good energy your way. I know you haven't been feeling too well. We were discussing before the show, and you know, what we were talking about. I'm going to touch right on that right off the bat.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah, is because I've been feeling it a lot too, and I think that part of this show that I wanted to talk about tonight was putting us in the mindset of thinking who we are and thinking about what we are. And I mean at a deeper state, like on a personal level. Like, I almost challenge anybody who even hears this to think about who they are. And because we've really become entrapped in this system of giving power to lots of other beings or people or systems or these things, and they don't serve us. You see, you have to serve yourself because you are the extension of spirit. So if you're not taking care of yourself and you're not the leader, well, then you are the follower. And I'm going to get into this a little bit later that, I'm not sure that if everybody completely understands that we are in the underworld right now. We're in the abyss. We're in the material. That's where this incarnation is. And I think we sometimes maybe forget that a little bit, or maybe not. But
I think most choose to remain oblivious.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to get into actually what I haven't been dealing with the last week or two, which is politics and politicians and all of this other crap, because it's all the same thing. And every plan that comes out of them is the same thing. It all leads the same way.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a lot of people in this community to wake up to that fact that it don't, I'm so sick of people saying T-Dog is the devil or the P-Woman is the devil. They all are. They're all cut from the same cloth. There is no difference. The only thing that's causing the difference is what it's doing to you. It's dividing you.
Right.
Exactly. And that's one reason, I swear to God, I've got to get off Facebook, because it literally makes me want to puke every day when I get on there and go through my feed.
Yeah, I'm very close to that too. I'm actually just utilizing it more now as a different kind of factor, just to find the tidbits of spark that's out there. But like Facebook's ruled by the enemy. It's controlled by the enemy. I mean, obviously. And when I say the enemy, I want to give a perspective on this. And this is out of the ancient texts. And I mean, most of them are twisted, but actually it's either very clear or it's very not unclear. It's very clear or it's very unclear. I'm going to give you a little tidbit of advice that's really, really makes anything that you read to understand good. If it's the truth, it'll resonate with you. It'll be easy to read and it will be easy to take in. It's not confusing. The archons have made it confusing. That's why you need to twist through these books and twist through these things like, oh, it's this, it's alchemy, it's this, it's the other thing, oh, it's magic, it's blah, 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 blah. We're spirit. We're spirit within our incarnation. We don't need anything of the sort because we either are the sort or we are not the sort. Let me tell you who needs magic. Let me tell you who needs all of these other things. It's called archons. We have found ourselves in a particular place of creation in which not all the beings are spirited. There are many just souled beings. Creations, thought form creations, if you pipe into maybe like the Nag Hammadi, but only certain parts of it to understand how these were created by, you know, a Yaldabaoth or this or that under Sophia's guidance. Well, not under her guidance. She created Yaldabaoth, and he went off on a tangent in here. But there has to be a reason for this for Source. So it's not really a reason to panic about, but it is good to understand that it doesn't matter. All of these politicians that are in place, all of them, and all of their little psyops and
No matter
all their
what
little
side they're
savior
on.
organizations are all part of it. There's only one redeemed Archon that led something out of this abyss, and all of the rest are not. So they're not spirited beings. So the only way that these beings, and these involve the Toasts and the Hermes and all of these beings, the Marduks and all these, they're without spirit. So being without spirit, they only truly have one way that they have figured out to gain spirit, which is to deceive the trapped spirited beings that are here. And there are also what I would call more the spirited beings that chose to be here basically to heal the darkness. You know, this is a true fact too, but I know I'm kind of getting really deep into these things, but
yeah. Before we get too deep, let me welcome everybody in here. And people's been asking how I'm doing, so I want to let them know all that too. So, anyway, let me start off here. Miss Judith Nolan, how you doing? Dick Trickle, I don't know if you caught the end of the show the other night, buddy, but the show before, man, you literally, your comment I saw in chat where you said you walked 1.5 miles just to get bars for reception to feel the love in this chat. Man, after I got done with that show and I was talking to Trina, I was literally bawling, dude. That's amazing. That hits you right here. So anyway, thank you. Who else we got? Deborah Trudeau, how you doing, huh? Miss Julianne Payne. There's Mr. David Castle. There's Mr. Robert V, the man, the myth, the legend. Howdy, Delaney. Good to see you, huh? Miss Mary Wins, what's going on? My public relations department.
Is that Mary?
Oh yeah, Lord, she's all over. She is my. Oh my God, I've got to make sure and check on her T-shirt. I'm glad I just thought of that because I know I got my T-shirt, so she should be getting hers. I'll check on that, Mary. Who else we got? Sherry Large, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. El Payaso, welcome, 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 my friend. Who else? Candy Apple, there's another Tennessean. Good to see you. Miss Michelle Cannon Free, how you doing? Who else? Lost in Space. Shannon Kling, how you doing, huh? Good to see you. Bridget Williams, what's going on? Who else we got going here? Mr. Gary Baxter. Oh, yeah, I'd like to thank Gary Baxter. I know I've already thanked him once, but I want to thank him again. He made a $50 donation. And Tony Cherie made 2 different donations. She made a $10 donation so I could buy that book to start reading next week on a different version because the version I had bought, it wouldn't let me share it with anybody. So I found another one. I'm going to purchase it. So I'm going to put that money towards that. And so hopefully we'll start reading The Visible and Invisible Worlds of God next week. And then also she made another $25 donation. So namaste. Thank you so much. Who else we got going on here? Rick York. And what's going on, buddy? It's been a while. We need to get you back on here.
Right on. Hopefully Rick's doing good.
Yeah.
Kicking ass and taking names out there.
You know it. Gary Baxter, you look great. Okay, that's what I was going to get to. I am feeling way better. I ain't gonna lie, folks. Like, you know, I'm kind of a private person. I kind of keep it under the belt, but I literally was struggling with life or death there for a little bit. But I started with that kidney and liver detox. The swellings went down mostly in my hands. It's still a little bit, but I think that's more from arthritis. But it went down in my arms. It's went down in my stomach. I've still got a little bit in my ankles and feet, but I'm doing way better. So I'm feeling way better. So no worries. I'll be okay. I've been through worse, of course. Well, I think I have, but I'll be all right. I got y'all's love and support, and I'm telling you, that's healed me just as much as anything.
Yep.
So who else we got going on here? Think Agape Love always and forever. Good to see you. Rayathoff 24. Welcome back. Good to see you. Who else we got going? Speed dial. Speed dial. Oh, hey, I didn't get looked to ours. Genevieve, Miss Michelle, good to see you, huh? I stopped in and watched some of her stream. I really haven't been going into anybody's streams. I haven't even watched Wayne in about a week. Of course, I really haven't even been online besides when I came on here, but I popped on. She's always full of that positivity, and I've got to get her on here sometime. For any of y'all that don't know her or don't see her or don't know her channel, click on her icon and go view channel. She's a ray of sunshine. So
awesome.
Anyway, so there we go. We're caught up. Mr. Kent Nichols has had some experiences this week. Let me tell you, folks.
I have had some very deep experiences this week. There's no doubt about it. And I think, you're talking about the food and the fasting, or sorry, the food and the detox is, I don't know if other people have been experiencing this now too, but it's like almost everything I eat right now that isn't natural makes me feel like crap. Like I've never noticed this before. Like I'm just, wow. Like, yeah, my internal spirit is just screaming at me to fast and almost detox or just almost go on a complete natural diet. It just seems like every time, unless I'm just eating like a basic, like fruits or vegetables lately, if I have something else, it knocks the wind out of me. It takes me hours to recover from it, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on?
That's funny you say that, because like I said, where my stomach's been swelling, I haven't been able to eat a whole lot, so anytime I put something in, I feel like, God, I was going to explode. So literally I've been living like a rabbit or something. I'm eating blueberries and blackberries and things like that. It's the only thing that don't make me feel like I'm going to explode.
Yeah, just little things. And I've been, I don't know if people really know my background or my history or this, but I've just had a lot of I've been, I don't know if blessed would be the word, but I've just been blessed with a lot of spiritual interaction and even when I don't want to, I don't seem to have a choice in life. It just keeps coming for me and throwing me out there, whether it be into some sort of spiritual battle or just learning. I just had an insane week. I haven't had an internal truth charge like what I was led to this week in a very long time. It's crazy because it drew a lot of things that I've been told and guided to, and then but confused about a little bit, and it just cleared a lot of them up. And I would challenge anybody here to ask, find yourself in whatever it may be. Find yourself in the past, find yourself in the future. I mean, we're spiritual beings, and time is it is
figment of our imagination.
Absolutely. And I've gained just a greater understanding for where we are in the abyss and what part of creation we're within, and we're a little bit far away from the natural, our natural spiritual place right now. As we find ourselves in this particular creation.
Well, it seems like the timing is kind of right on time.
I could probably go give them a what for here, but no, I won't.
It seems like the timing is right on time though, because I swear, I know, of course, I've been saying that the summer's here, and the summer's when all the violence picked up.
Sorry, just one sec. I just got the door ringing and the dog going like crazy. Just give me 1 second.
That's all good. What I was going to say is I think the timing's impeccable. I've been talking about with the summer coming up, and we all know what happens in the summer in America. It's tests and trials and tribulations and people going mad from the heat. So I feel like the download was kind of right on time. What's going on, buddy?
So this is my anti-Jehovah Witness dog right here, I think, at the door. So
is that who was at the door?
Huh?
Is that who was at the door?
Yeah.
You should have been nice guys, dude.
I get it. I get it. They're a little bit lost, and it's rather interesting. The fellow that we're talking about here, Yaldabaoth.
You should go get them, dude. Get them. We'll interview them.
Who, Bear?
No,
yeah. They left.
That would have been awesome.
I could have brought them in and sat them down and talked about how the fact that I was going to speak of that they worship, which is Yaldabaoth or Yahweh.
That's what I'm saying. I'd love to see the real-time reaction to.
I could explain to them the more true facets of that, but actually, instead, I'll just send some blessings and help their way that hopefully they snap out of that trap, because that's just an archontic trap too, so you see, we never ever were required to have all of this faith in these beings and all of these things. You see, true source wants you to experience and learn and grow to be good, to be respectful of everything natural. There is no need for reverence of other beings or putting things on silver platters and stuff like this. And I hope I don't agitate a few people in here, but you may have to find out at some point in time. Like, okay, let's talk. That's just for just a brief second, since these fellas were here. Let's just talk about Jesus for a second.
Okay.
There was, and of course, a Christed spirit that came down and walks with us all the time. And this is spirit, like this is guidance of spirit, and it is true, and it's not just one, and many important things are spoken from all of us when we are speaking in truth and speaking in spirit. Now, to go along with this, now you have what I would call the sideshow. The sideshow is the archontic sideshow. The sideshow is that this one being, Jesus, which was Toth, by the way, actually, came and died on the cross, and everybody was saved, and miracles and lights came down and shot out of his ass, and everybody was afraid, and everybody revered this being. No, that's not how Source works. It's not about putting these things up on pedestals. That's how the priesthood was created. And there's different levels to the way that archons work. And some archons are like, it's like they're doing a job within this particular space that we're in, within this particular realm that they're in.
Construct.
Yeah, and I mean, so the only way that you can work against spirited children is you have to bring a game and bring a show that's close to spirit, but that also deceives you and puts you off of the path, i.e. kind of like what we watch right now with the riots and this show and the next show, and there's always has to be the enemy to fight, right? There's the next enemy to fight, there's the next villain to create. Well, that's the archon system that we're within, and it does fall into the religious realm as well as many other realms, and that's just what we deal with.
Real quick, Delaney says, I can say I've met Christ, dude, and a few mysterious homeless people. And I was going to say something before
Absolutely.
She brought that up. I wonder how many people, like she says, with homeless, or how many people are in mental institutes, or, maybe some are revered and some have started occults or whatever, but they are Christed figures, because I've said many times before Jesus was accepted, there was 300 or 400 Christ figures before him that we know of.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, even if you read like say you go into some of the books and say the Nag Hammadi or something that are what I would call the better of them. I'd have to like make a list because it's really hard. You have to kind of understand what's the deception and what's the truth. But even then, it was said that the Christ was not one. Even the disciples, if you read into them, said it's not one. So, yes, that's the way, that's exactly how it works. Exactly what Delaney said. And you're talking like Delaney is an absolutely fluid and understanding of spirit being. And so when I've been approached by, I would say, other Christed, because you can be Christed too. You can give the same message. You can give the message of source. Now, yeah, it comes through random people, and that's just the way that it works, because you have to understand that like source is everywhere. Even in the dark depths, there isn't a learning and understanding going on, which we are in. I'm not going to say we're in the darkest of the depths right now, but we are down in the best. So I mean, we're seeing some, we're seeing some definite darkness here. So,
yep, absolutely. Sorry, I saw Joanne come in. She made a comment. You need to go watch the beginning of this, because I put no politics, please, because she'd made a comment like, that's diversion. That's division. I don't want to talk about that shit here, please. I respect your opinion, but I just don't want it here. So anyway, I love you.
I wasn't looking.
It's just like I said, I'm trying to keep anything that divides us out of this channel, period. I don't care what, if it's religion, politics, what, male, female, black, white. I don't want to hear none of that, because we're human, period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I might be red right now. I think I might have started the show of pale white, but now I'm turning to red.
That means you're getting fired up.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, obviously the color of skin is just an absolutely ridiculous thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, like, Facebook, the news, all this is just making me nauseous, sick, because all I'm seeing everywhere is they're just trying to divide and conquer. It's the same old story.
Absolutely. And that's right. You can just come at it from the good side, the bad side to this, that's maybe that is a reason why, we are to observe, you're here for your personal understanding, really. I mean, as well as being a good person. I mean, do you know what the true blasphemy of spirit means? It doesn't mean what everybody thinks it means. It doesn't mean like, oh, there was this one devil character and he went and blasphemed the spirit. He didn't say, hey, screw off, spirit. No. What it means is every single time you lead a being that is attempting to awaken in spirit away from it purposefully, that is blasphemy of spirit. You can do it to anybody. And that's what it means. It means you're taking them off their path of understanding self. And that's really what it is, because you choose, in a way, like you choose to descend, ascend, you choose your location, you choose your locale. And, for that, that's why we don't even have to accept the evil. But, you always work your way, that if you can heal something, you do. I'm sure that we've all been thrown into those situations where we've been, we get put into these places of darkness where we wouldn't normally choose to be. And what do we usually do in those places? We weird everybody out, right? Because people are weirded out by the fact that we're calmer and we're, still attempting to see good when it shouldn't be seen. And I think that is an attribute that everybody that's here within watching this and around this channel, we all have that attribute, and we've all been there. And
I wonder how many people, if it came down to death, would truly be, scared or in fear. Because like I said, when I had my heart attack, I wasn't scared at all until the preacher started praying over me. I was like, hey, it is what it is, But then I saw him, they had to cross up and started praying over me with the book, and they was cutting my clothes off, and I was like, whoa, I don't like this.
yeah, yeah, that's very true. And and probably that priest was actually casting bad spells upon you unknowingly too at the same point in time. You're just like, hey, peace out, I'll chill out right here. So.
Well, it wasn't soon thereafter that I was out. I was gone. So there you go.
Yeah.
I just happened to pull out of it.
That's well, it was meant for you to experience that. And yeah, I know, I've been there too. I've crossed from this plane into another plane, which actually was really quite a blessing for me, because it gave me a long time to speak with some of my other spiritual brothers, and what you may call like more like a warrior angel types that were around me. But yeah, that was quite the experience. I had to I had the choice. I had a choice to go to I was actually going to go to a certain level of what you would call heaven, but it was still within this realm. And so I had a lot of clear choices. I had a full understanding of the things that we were going to be dealing with right now. And I chose to stay here. I mean, I thought about my son, and I was really in a moment of bliss. I was really in a moment of strength. Like no archon in this place has even a lick on what we have in spiritual strength. But when I chose not to go, and I came back through to here, the first place I went directly into the shower to be under the water, because I had to almost receive some sort of water baptism or something like that to come back through. But it took me days to get this meat modem suit working again. I was like a baby deer, like walking around the house and stuff. I forgot how to use the body, but it came back pretty quickly. So yeah, I've had some pretty interesting experiences for sure.
You was talking earlier about the border closing stuff. Have they not even mentioned about when the border is going to be open? It's supposed to open in July.
I heard July. I only heard that because I was thinking about adopting another dog. So rescuing another dog from these meat markets and stuff like that. So I heard July. So hopefully, yeah. Somehow I don't even know where my passport is right now. It seems to have disappeared or something like that. But I'm sure that it's around, because I got to get it so that I can get down and come visit you guys in the US.
I bet it's going to be hard to get a passport now. Like I said, I wish I would have gotten mine before all this crap went down.
Well, yeah, or else they're just going to make us get all new passports anyways. I mean, it's really kind of.
They're starting something here in the States. Like I have to do it, I think before August or something, where I have to get some kind of gold star on my driver's license, just so I can get on even a continental flight.
Really? And what do you need for that? Like some poison concoction or something like that?
I don't know what a gold star is going to do for me, but who knows? I'm sure they're going to do biometrics. They'll probably do a pupil scan and all that crap. I'm sure would be my guess. So whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, they've already got mine anyway. If you've looked at yourself,
the whole system is a system of control, and that's the way it is. And everybody's playing their part in it too, And even these little groups, even the big groups that you think are so gloriously out there to help, they're just not there to help. And I mean, the whole reason too is if you understood who you are. If that's what you search for, if you search for the power within, you search for the spark within, you'll see how truly ridiculous it is to put your faith in systems. These are Archon systems. These systems have been working here for thousands of years. I mean, this isn't new. This is just the same old. The same old. And we got a lot more same old. And it's all called pick whatever you can. Be it sexuality, be it color of skin, be it choice of whatever. It really doesn't matter. They just want one working against the next. And you know what they do? They make a big little staged event, and they make one person act like they're working against another person, and those two people are actually together, and because they're in their little groups, their little secret societies and stuff like that, and they're basically pawns to keep the overall in a status quo. Because the Archontic system to steal true spirited energy, and I don't know if I said this before the show or after the show, but there's a large portion of the human beings there's the first human beings, the spirited human beings that are here, and then there's the secondary creation, the Yaldabaoth creation, the Archonic creation. They're lacking spirit, you see, but we are not. We have spirit from source, and they have to keep you deceived to utilize the spirit energy that they do not have, because in some it's almost like Archons are almost like materialized thought form, if that makes any sense. And they lack in spirit. Some are sold, but they lack in spirit. So this is the game, and honestly, they are doing their job. They require you to, so that they can have power and run their matrix system. And at the end of the day, it is up to you to leave and to just basically help the other spirit that is there, because the whole rest of it is a distraction. The entire thing is a distraction. That entire television is a distraction. 99% of movies are a distraction, but they keep you coming because they put in little tidbits of true spirit.
Well, I mean, hence, how we've talked our entire what's supposed to be true history is all a lie. I mean, in every bit of it, there's some hints of truth.
Yeah, every bit of it. And believe me, half the time too, even some of the stuff in YouTube and this and that, and I've been there too, I've searched down and searched, but they do put in a lot of fake stuff to keep you searching.
I've been getting these people like in the comment section, like, let's make videos go, let's make friends, and I'll go check out their channel, and they'll have like 36,000 subscribers and like 2 videos. I mean, come on now. And so that's the one I did a little research on it. You can like the comment, but don't ever respond to it, and definitely do not go subscribe to their channel. So.
Absolutely, they like to use their AI.
Yep.
And that's half exactly of these Archons really are AI. I mean, even AI is a form of unspirited, working to control the spirited. I mean, it is. You have to know yourself. At the end of the day, you have to know yourself through this journey. You do. No matter what they do around you, you're in Archon land. That's where you are. So, you might as well accept it and then work within yourself and, do what you can do to help the truly spirited. I mean, do you really think that all of these people walking around in their, masks and all these things right now, you think that these are all the spirited children? Really? Is that what we think? I mean, it's not. So
what a blessing it would be if you could actually like move to Alaska or some island or something and totally just cut off from all media, everything. Like, could you imagine the clarity you could gain from that?
And you know what the funny thing is? If you did that, you wouldn't need to worry about all these little gimmicks, the gimmick magics and the gimmick this and the gimmick that, because you would just be flowing in it. If you immersed yourself in what is closest to true nature here, and you in all aspects, you would have no choice. You would be like a lightning bolt of spirituality. Like you would have every gift that you could possibly have within this realm if you just let it all go and just were to be. That's a tougher thing to do than said, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But is it? We still have the choice to guide ourselves. Okay, I'll ask everybody. What is it that we truly, say even the whole thing with Jesus or with this or that. What is it that everybody, why would everybody like, and be inspired by this? Was it because he was the same, a conformist? No. So why not take every aspect of what you learn and know in life and incorporate that into who you are, so then you be the difference? I'll tell you why. Because the Archon system, when we were young, taught us that we would always fail. We rely on the banks. We rely on the government. Donald Trump's going to come wipe my bum. And he's going to put all the bad people away. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Bull crap.
I wished it would happen, but God,
it would be nice. I did actually see, and I'm not just picking on him. He's just one of many Archons out there. I think it's okay.
Like I said, they're all cut from the same cloth.
Exactly. And the fact of the matter is, go away for 1 week and let all that go. Forget about whoever's the saviors out there and this and that, and just back away into nature, back away. Don't even go into nature. Just shut the shit off. Shut it off for like a week.
That's what I did this week. Like I said, that's why the other night during the show, people were like, "Oh, I know you're not feeling good," but literally, I just couldn't think of nothing to say because I'd unplugged for a week and hadn't been doing nothing.
And here's the thing, I unplugged too. That's why I haven't even got into the depths. I know who I am and what group I'm from now, from past texts and this and that. I know that. And why? Because I backed away from the stuff. And that's how it always works. Because then you notice. And then those little subtle guidances, I'll get, like I had said before the show, like I haven't been around West Penray for, I don't know, like I can't remember, like say a year or something like that. I just, out of the blue, this little, paper that he wrote or something comes up. And I just look at it and like, I've been lately, it's like I don't want to deal in anybody's stuff, but I felt guided. And it's because I had backed away from everything else that all of a sudden I could be spirit guided. You see, there's a difference between being spirit guided and being deceived. And
that's weird you say that, because you remember when I was going through the Die Foundation and doing those, and the micronova and all that. And, I was supposed to be getting Douglas Boyd. He was going to come on the channel and do a short interview. And then I never heard from him again. That's so weird. Yesterday, I got an email from him, and it's been months. So I haven't responded yet, but I'm definitely going to. So that's weird, like how these things just seem to be popping back into our reality.
They certainly do. And, and timing is so crucial. Only for the fact that if it's true guided timing, because something you do or say at that moment in time is important for another spirit. And you don't know when the timing of things comes together. And that's why, yeah, it is like, it is that important. It's like, here's something that we do as people. We worry. Say like, okay, once I was supposed to, I was supposed to do a couple shows with Jay Campbell. I was supposed to do one with Wayne. I was supposed to do one, but sometimes I just like go AWOL and I just like blah, blah, blah. I don't really do anything, but it's like, it shows you later on, you can see how the timing of certain things wasn't right. Or the fact that there was certain things about aspects of I don't know, things that then become more clear to you, and then you see why it didn't happen. So what we get in the habit of is we get in the habit of acting our content ourselves. Like we start to worry, and then we get like jealous, and then we get like angry, and then we get like this, where in all reality, your eternal spirit, you see, those emotions are actually futile and useless. They really do not have any aspect of your whole growth. They are just put there and put on you. So if you can understand the way that an archon or a demon or this or that, whether it be a thought form or another entity, works on you, they work on getting you to go against yourself. And they stimulate you into these little things. This is the same thing with like the riots going on right now. They don't care what side you pick. They'll put it out there for you on a silver platter and then poke at it, and then they'll just force feed it through their AI, and then they'll just wait for you to grab or to bite on it. And here's the craziest thing. Oh, sorry. But if you don't bite, then they send people around you to antagonize you while you're not biting. It is quite the system that they run.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I mean, and right now it's especially, you know, prevalent that you can see that they're really trying to push that narrative of government versus the people.
Right.
And I think that's also they can bring Mark Law in.
Absolutely. They have their big cabal army there, the UN, and you know, which is all attached to others. And yeah, of course, it's
like this, you know, with this thing going on with the Floyd guy. Like, yeah, they're picking this up all over the world. I mean, if you can't tell me that's not media driven, I don't know what is.
Of course, absolutely. It's like the coronavirus. Hell, there's a coronavirus. The next day, every street sign and every freaking shop sign and everything all the way across the world just happened to be miraculously prepared for it. You know, here's all your masks, everybody. Here's all the signs. Here's all the everything. They do it with the flu viruses. They do, or the flu shots.
Everything.
They just, here it comes, and then bam, it's in your face. It's like a big media show. You know, they're ready and prepared for it. You see, a true pandemic, if there was such a thing, because there really isn't for a spirited being. But if there was a true pandemic, you wouldn't know what hit you, and you wouldn't know the true reaction of it unless you searched yourself. The answer would always only come with and through you. So throughout this whole entire nonsense, I've lost count of how many people I've tried to enlighten through it. You know, I'm trying to use it to enlighten people by putting the onus on them and asking them, now that you've been deceived, what will you do with that set of information? You know, some people are still like, you're an idiot, but it doesn't matter. I think that the way I'm trying to approach things is making people ask themselves. And I mean, if they don't, they don't. I mean, you can't do anything about that. But if they do, you may catch the odd person, which is oddly funny that I've actually had a lot of older people, friends that I've known, kind of come to me because, you know, they look at some of the crazy stuff that they consider crazy, and now they're like, what's going on? Like, everything you were kind of saying is kind of like the truth. And I'm just like,
no, I've heard that from some of my friends. They were like, you know, they would hear me out and listen, and yeah, okay. But late, like here as of late, you know, they come to me as like, you know, I mean, we kind of thought you were crazy, but everything you were talking about's come to pass. So like you said, what's going on here?
Absolutely. Well, sometimes it's good to be the crazy guy. You know what I mean? So
I embrace it.
Absolutely. I should take like a Tonka toy truck or something down the Walmart aisles backwards the wrong way and see what happens or something. anything like that. Just for something
If
fun.
I can avoid that place, I do not go. I can't
I,
stand
I'm
that place.
I'm with you, and I'm actually going to go the way that whoever survives this, as far as the small independents and stuff like that, it's just the way I'm going to go. I mean, really, I'm not going to support the bigger guy. And actually, where I'm going to move to on the island, there is a lot of farmers there. There's a lot of I mean, the fruit out there is just unbelievable.
I was gonna
Like,
say y'all should start some kind of like crop share thing or something.
absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna give it my go at being a gardener a bit, and yeah, when these borders open up, I'm gonna make my way down. I'm gonna make my way down your way, and if you do get that passport, I'm gonna fly you up this way too. You know what I mean? So yeah, if that comes, because I want to show you this a piece of. There is a little piece of heaven out there that the islands off of Western Canada are quite beautiful.
I'd love, like I remember when I followed the dead, this one guy that pretty much I went to every show with. He has what you would consider a hippie commune up around Crossville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And like I would love to have something like, especially with a community like this, like, and you wouldn't believe, like he's built everything there has been built by hand. Like his house is, it's a big, got the cathedral ceilings. He's got a swinging bridge. It connects the bedrooms above, and then he's got all these walkways. He built a stage. I mean, dude, it's like a wonderland there. And then he's got a couple of buses and a couple other small cabins. And I'd love to have a community like that. That would be incredible.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, there's inspirations out there. People, we can see them. They're around. They don't all have to come from, some spiritual aspect either, because it's all the same. It's how we are.
Yep.
There isn't a rule upon expression. I mean, just don't harm things. You know what I mean? Like, that's a great rule to learn from, but the rest of it can really and is supposed to be natural learning and absolutely, like that's beautiful what he's doing there. I mean, last night, I'll tell you the other thing after that whole experience and all my learning and knowing self this week, because my energy has just been crazy. I'm like an electricity ball. It's like, when you hit those truth things and you can't turn it off. But I mean, I ripped out some JJ Gray and Mofro last night like no man's business, man. I was just hammering that,
I love
and I'm just
JJ Gray
sitting there to
Mofro.
myself going like, where's this even coming from, man? Like, I was just like on fire. And it's just like, that creative feeling, that feeling of just digging in and not giving, and you just amazed what comes out or what you can do. And that's where we need to be at. Like, they've stolen our creativity. That's what they steal, our creativity. And it's like they institutionalize us into these ridiculous institutions of designed failure,
That's why I'm always telling people always to create, no matter what it is. Just go out and create, because that, like you said, that's what they're trying to take away from us, is that creative spark.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we have got creative spark coming out of us everywhere, and I don't know. I just like, we can be great. We can be good. We can enjoy, Yeah, we can be mad at evil. I get that too. I am sometimes. I am a lot. I do my business. Sometimes I'll just say, okay, that's it. I'm going to take your ass out in the astral right now. I'll send some beings that got a little bit more speed to get across to there to deal with them. That's fine. I mean, that's what we are. We are warriors too. We are spiritual warriors. We're all the above. We're children. We're creators. We're warriors. We're everything that source could have allowed us to be. And we can do as little or as much as we want with that. There isn't a particular rule. But if we continue to buy into the archonic programming, we won't. It just steals our spark. That's what it does. It just steals your divine spark that's within you. And so, even if you don't think you are, sometimes, if you're getting yourself trapped into that, how many of us have been through this where, you know, you look at it so much, and all of a sudden you're just so drained, and you're like, oh, where's my energy for creativity? Oh, I don't want to, but I'll get up the next day and I'll just be bombarded with more archonic new shit and blah 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 blah. This guy's bad, that guy's bad. I mean, we don't even know half these people are good or they're bad or they're this or they're that, like, you know. And
we're not supposed to be sitting around passing judgment all day anyway.
No, absolutely. And, you know, hey, maybe good things are happening too. I mean, so let's just, you know, let things go. I mean, I know it's some big deception, but, you know, I see people now worried. It's funny because we've talked about this before, Brian, where we're like, the system's got to come down. Okay, so the system's got to come down. But then when the system starts coming down, even half the people that want the system coming down start freaking out. You're like, oh no, I need the system. What am I going to do without a cop? Well, no cops ever helped me in my life, I can tell you that much. So I don't know. Like,
you know, that's like there's this big push to defund the police departments and stuff like that. And, you know, I can't say, you know, there's a lot of good cops out there. There's more good cops than there are bad.
Oh, for sure. There's good, you know, good people.
I don't agree with this defunding. I do agree with demilitarizing the police, because that has gotten way out of control. And that is not what they're supposed to be. Yeah, I know they fight some nasty characters, but you can have special teams for that. You don't need every cop in the system rolling around with M16s and, you know, riot gear and all that. That's just a recipe for disaster, like we're seeing. But thankfully, you know, you're seeing all of these peaceful protests now, and that's one thing that I hold hope in, is because it seems to be happening quicker now. But, like, you know, they'll throw something at us and expecting, you know, all these bad results, and then it may take a day or two, but then boom, we've been turning it around on them. That's like, you know, they were trying to scare us with that virus thing and stay home and all that. When people started creating, and they're like, oh God, no, we can't have this. There's too much positivity. So like I said, they go to their old bag of tricks, and then they pull the race card out. But now look, now they caught on to that pretty quick. So we are starting to be more time sensitive as far as turning these things around.
Absolutely. And that's what it is. I mean, it's a process. The system's a little bit foobar. So I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? But you know, yeah, I mean, to me, I mean, absolutely, it would be great to never see military. No military in this world. That would be the best. But I know it's a step-by-step thing. What we're always afraid of is the fact that if the wrong guy gets this or the right guy gets that, or the wrong guy, you know, like that type of factor. But, you know, when you got guys that worship these demonic archons, like they're going out of style, running the whole political scheme of things, trust me, those militaries aren't too good right now, the way they will be directed. So yeah, you know, it's you know, the answer is certainly not in the military, and it's certainly not in politics, and it will always be within self, because for each self that changes and realizes to that, that's one less problem, you know. So,
well, you know, one thing you were talking about, like a lot of people start freaking out when the system starts coming down, and you know, I agree with that. But that's one thing even more important about having a community like this, because if the total system was to collapse, we've got so many people that we could call upon, like, you know, you may be good in this facet and I may be good in this facet. And like, so, you know, having a community like this, we would strive and thrive, I believe.
Absolutely. And if we're all stuck in the place and the whole world's gone to shit, I can make mashed potatoes really good. So we'll be okay.
There you go. Have you started a garden?
No, because I'm not there till July. So I got about 3 more weeks, and then I'm gonna be throwing that in right off the bat.
Big Al wants to know, what's the logo on your ball cap?
Oh, okay. So my friend that like I've been in construction forever, but I'm a home inspector now. I took all my whatever to get it so I can work with my buddy's company. So he has a software company that he's building called Inspectogram, and our company is called 2020 Home Inspection. So this is his logo that he designed for the website and stuff.
What is it,
like
a penguin?
What's that?
Is it a penguin? Is it a penguin?
Oh, it's an owl, I think.
Oh, it's an owl. Okay.
It's
oh,
an
that's
owl,
even better.
and then it's got his daughter's name inside the cap and stuff like that. So yeah, he's just kind of designing it. He actually has quite a successful company. So for me, actually, part of my plan is just to get out where I'm going on the island. I'm going to do the home inspections out there, but I only want to just be so busy with it. I don't need to be rich in this world anymore, but it's actually kind of a blessing. I can see how I can see how the universe is kind of making it happen because, I can go out in the morning, get my job done and be done. I can probably do that 3 or 4 times a week. And then the rest of the time I can actually have to focus on the more important aspects of things. So I can see how it's working out for the better. So yeah, he makes a bunch of cool hats. He's got like all kinds of colors, and there's this one with the owl, and some of them are for the company logo and stuff like that. But yeah, Lucas is quite a creative guy. He's I've known Lucas forever. He's I think 1 year younger than me. He's very successful man, way more successful than me when it comes to business and stuff like that. But he knows exactly what I am. But he's always funny because he's just always like, okay, Ken, just for the next 2 hours, let's just keep it business. Let's just keep it business. And then when the business is done, then have at her. You can hammer the rest of the world. But yeah, so he's on board. He's a pretty good dude. So
well, brother, it's been an hour, so you want to give us a final thought?
I don't know. I've just been talking, but you know what my goal of this was? I learned who I am spiritually in this journey, and that doesn't mean nothing because that's just one aspect. I'm a creatively growing spirit, like we all are, and it's just search for yourself. Search for yourself. Be just the more truthful you are with you, the better it helps, the others that are maybe lost or struggling, and not being that, trying to be something else. We just can't, we just have to stop with all these systems are going to do it for us. No, you're going to do it step by step. You're going to do it, and you are your own best, to be your own best self. And we can do that together as a group, but that still takes doing internal work yourself. But these outside groups, these just, I don't know, whoever's ready for it will understand it, but they're completely nonsense. They're just, they're garbage. Like, your enemy isn't going to be completely transparent. You have to understand that it's working angles and working systems. But if you're true to yourself, they can't work angles or systems around you. So
all I would say is embrace our similarities and not our differences. That's the only thing I ask. I mean, like I said, if anybody should be worried about like this community, like I've always said, and I feel like most of us believe we're supposed to be out there shoving that positivity down people's throat. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it, but like we're supposed to be that beacon of light because it's definitely falling amongst a lot of darkness. So please go out there and shine your light.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. Once again, thank you so much. I may call upon you again this weekend. I'm thinking about doing like a little group show Friday night. I've been flying by the seat of my pants here lately because I haven't been filling up the car. So if you're free, maybe this Friday, maybe I can get a few of us together and we can do something like that. So.
And I want to thank all the great people that show up to this channel. And I see what everybody's doing out there, and just just some of the beautiful positive souls, like you mentioned Judith earlier, and just and Mary, and and Richard, he's a warrior, and
I mean,
Delaney, and everybody else
that's
out
here.
there. Yeah.
It's everybody. I mean, each and every one of us play our part. So.
Absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to, I know there's a bunch of people maybe in the chats that I haven't really got in, and I'm going to try to make a few more shows so I can chat in the chat with and get to know a few people maybe a little bit better that way and stuff like that too. So, it's great. It's great that the universe brought us together. So that's good.
You've always got a platform here, brother. This is all of our channels. So, and I was going to say, if anybody else is interested in maybe joining us Friday night or want to do a show at any point coming up the next week or two, please email me. Because like I said, I've kind of, I haven't really been holding up to my part because I haven't really know what's going on. But thankfully, this trend will continue where I'm feeling good, and we'll keep on. Actually, I know it's going to continue, so I don't have to worry about that. So hit me up. Let's do a show. And until Thursday or Friday, be the frequency you want to receive, folks. And thank you so much for all the well wishes and love and everything. I am forever grateful and humble for your love. Kent, once again, thank you, brother. Have a good night, folks.